Now, breaking news from WRAL. Coverage you can count on.
And that breaking news, 2 young people shot at separate scenes in Fayetteville. What investigators are saying about what they are looking into.
And some lingering showers from overnight last night. Those are moving out quickly. I'll show you when the sunshine returns and the wind picks up.
And a 4-year-old is fighting for his life after finding a loaded gun and accidentally shooting himself. What we are learning about the man facing charges. A lot to tell you about here on this Monday morning as we start a new work week. Thanks for joining us. I'm Renee Chu.
I'm Chris Lovingood. Hopefully you had a restful weekend. Definitely waking up. It's going to be kind of hard getting out of bed this morning, Elizabeth. It's, again, rainy day. Kind of be nice. At least the start of the morning. Be nice to just, I don't know, sleeping a little extra.
Wouldn't that be nice? You see that we didn't get to do that. So thank you for being up with us this morning. Just a few light showers left as our low pressure system sitting off the coast continues to move away from us. So rain's tapering off. We have just a little bit of light rain around Durham right now, as well as Clayton and Smithfield. Some of that dissipating over around Rocky Mount and Wilson, and really everywhere that chance is dropping this morning. Now, we did have a significant amount of rain overnight, so it's definitely wet on the streets and you might run into some puddles, but the rain itself is tapering off quickly. And by the afternoon, we're back to some sunshine, so it should look nice. Here's a look at downtown Raleigh. This is from our Jimmy V camera looking down Fayetteville Street. It's a little bit damp out there, but again, we're not looking at really any heavy rain to affect your morning commute. It's warmer than yesterday, mid-50s, and our wind currently is light, but that will change later this afternoon. Sunshine later and 60s, so it should feel nice. This morning, rain is pulling out. This afternoon, the wind starts to pick up. I'll show you the blustery conditions that we're expecting, and then some patchy frost, too, ahead this week. We'll check that out coming up, Ken.
Elizabeth, at 6:01, even though the rain is pulling out, we still have this WRAL storm tracker out on the roads this morning, just making sure you know what to expect as you get ready to head out. Photographer Charles Bradley giving us this live look as he's been driving around Wake County this morning. As Elizabeth just said, the rain is definitely moving out, so I don't see the windshield wipers going right now, but you might want to give yourself some extra time just to be on the safe side. Right now, we've got Raleigh police working a crash on I-40 westbound near the Gorman Street exit, not seeing any delays in that particular area, but I'll keep an eye on it and let you know how it's going to affect your morning commute. But relatively all our major routes into Wake County, Raleigh, delay-free at this hour. You're getting ready to head into the car. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
Ken, thank you. Be sure to download the free WRAL weather app. It offers more than a dozen radar views for you to choose from. Turn on push notifications so you can get important weather alerts. We're following breaking news. Overnight, 2 people under the age of 18 were shot in Fayetteville. Ali Calabar is at the Fayetteville Police Department in the WRAL Breaking News Tracker. And Ali, police found the victims at 2 different scenes.
And we saw police gathering evidence and investigating both of those scenes, Renee. And now police are sorting through that evidence, trying to figure out how 2 juveniles ended up shot. This is video from the WRAL Breaking News Tracker showing officers taking pictures and investigating a mobile home. It's on Banner Elk Drive. This is where police say they found 1 juvenile shot last night. About a mile away, officers found another juvenile shot. It was at the cookout off of Cliffdale Road. Police on the scene tell us that no one has been arrested. We're working to find out the extent of those juveniles' injuries, as well as how and if these 2 scenes are connected. Reporting live in Fayetteville, Ali Calabar, WRAL News.
Today, a man is due in court after a 4-year-old picked up a loaded gun and shot himself. Police in Durham say the man left the gun out unattended. And WRAL's Kelsey Coffey is at the Durham Police Department on this story this morning. Kelsey, at last check, that child is in critical condition.
Yes, Chris, 52-year-old Patrick Day is scheduled to appear in court a little bit later this morning. Durham police spent hours investigating yesterday after that 4-year-old accidentally shot himself. Look at Day. He's accused of leaving a loaded 9mm pistol unattended. A 4-year-old picked it up and shot himself. You're looking at video from that scene on Linwood Avenue. At last check, the child is in critical condition but is stable. WRAL has previously reported on children getting a hold of guns. Back in August, a Durham woman was charged with involuntary manslaughter after her 4-year-old son accidentally shot himself with her unsecured gun. And here's what we're following this morning. We're working to get an update on the child's condition right now. We're also working to find out more about how he got access to this gun in the first place. Now, Day is out on bond right now, but he is scheduled to be in court this morning at 8:45. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, Ivan Durham.
The WRAL documentary Unsafe takes a look at the effect of gun violence on young people. WRAL documentary reporter Kristen Severance talks with families whose lives were changed forever because of unsecured guns. You can watch Unsafe right now on WRAL.com.
Breaking news, a statewide Amber Alert for a Western North Carolina teen is over. The girl was found safe in Ohio. Around 1 this morning, the Mitchell County Sheriff's Office announced that 15-year-old Nevaeh Patton had been found. It says federal and local authorities have her in their care. Patton was reported missing yesterday morning. The Sheriff's Office has not said what led to the Amber Alert being issued.
Today, family and friends will gather to honor a Holly Springs teenager who died in a crash. A visitation for 14-year-old Max Dunham will be held from 5 to 8 at Apex Funeral Home. Max was hit and killed while riding his bike on Avent Ferry Road last Sunday. A 16-year-old is charged with DWI.
The suspect in a high-speed chase along I-95 faces a judge today in Nash County. 20-year-old Shaheem Stevenson faces nearly a dozen charges in Nash and Harnett counties. He's in jail without bond. Sky 5 shows the white Camaro speeding up to 140 miles per hour Friday near Dunn before crashing on I-95. Troopers say he was racing another driver who stopped, but Stevenson kept going. They say he hit several cars and caused 2 crashes. Stevenson is also due in court December 17th in Harnett County.
Deputies are still trying to track down the man accused of killing his grandmother and stabbing a sheriff's deputy. I want to show you photos again of Dominic Connolly. Investigators say this is him in Vanceboro this past Friday. Deputies in Craven County have been looking for him for days, and a deputy actually encountered him in the bathroom of a restaurant, but that's when authorities say he stabbed that deputy.
Tens of millions of Americans are still waiting for their November SNAP benefits. Today, the Trump administration is facing a noon deadline to update a federal judge on whether it will release funds. 2 judges have ordered the administration to release the money using contingency funds.
Wake County leaders will get an update today on how the federal government shutdown is affecting local services. The county manager will brief commissioners on which programs are most affected. They're set to discuss how long local resources can fill the gap if that shutdown continues. Their meeting is at 5 p.m. today. Also happening today, the town of Zebulon will swear in its new police chief. Anthony Puckett has more than 30 years of law enforcement experience. He most recently worked with NC State Police, and he also previously served as chief in Nashville, North Carolina, as well as Spring Hope.
Tip-off time is almost here. 2 of the Triangle's ACC teams will be on the court tonight to get their season started. NC State will host North Carolina Central tonight. The Pack has high expectations, especially for new head coach Will Wade. They also have Darian Williams, who was named ACC Preseason Player of the Year. Tip-off tonight at Lenovo Center is at 7 p.m. Also, UNC tips off tonight against Central Arkansas. The Tar Heels are ranked 25 in the AP preseason poll. That game gets started at 7 p.m. at the Smith Center in Chapel Hill. The Duke Blue Devils get their season started tomorrow night. They are coming off 2 exhibition wins last week against UCF and Tennessee. They're set to take on Texas tomorrow at the Spectrum Center in Charlotte. Tip-off will be at 8:45 p.m.
Oh, hey, just a heads up, drivers. Expect temporary closures this week as part of the Complete 540 project, specifically Rock Quarry Road between Auburn-Knightdale Road and Old Balcombe Road. The closure is in place between 10 p.m. and 6 a.m. every day this week. There will be detours posted, but if you can avoid the area, why don't you go ahead and do that? The goal of the project, when it's all finished, is to extend the Triangle Expressway to complete the outer 540 loop.
The Carolina Panthers and their fans are celebrating another win. Kicker Ryan Fitzgerald drilled a 49-yard game-winning field goal as time expired to give the Panthers a 16-13 win over Green Bay. Carolina is now 5-4 on the season. They return to Bank of America Stadium next Sunday to take on the New Orleans Saints. Kickoff is set for 1 p.m.
Packers' own turf there? Rude. Meanwhile, the Washington Commanders are dealing with more than just a loss on the scoreboard last night. Quarterback Jaden Daniels is expected to be out indefinitely because he dislocated his elbow. That happened in the 4th quarter against the Seattle Seahawks. He then left the game wearing a cast. It was a tough end to a tough night for the Commanders. Seattle beat them 38-14.
Week 9 of the NFL season wraps up tonight. The Arizona Cardinals will be in Dallas to play the Cowboys. Kickoff is at 8:15 p.m. on ESPN.
Time now is 6:09. Transit plans revealed. Wake County leaders are going to want your input on a new rapid bus project. How it could change your commute between Raleigh and Garner.
And dual Doppler 5000 radar showing just a few isolated showers out there this morning. Those are on their way out. Quickly, I'll show you when the sun comes back out.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM. In Durham, 96.5 FM. And everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
6:12 on a gray and drizzly start out there for this morning. The kids at the bus stop this morning, may or may not really need a raincoat or rain jacket. The rain is tapering off very quickly, and temperatures are on the mild side. Expect low to mid 50s as you're heading out the door and sending the kids out to the bus stop. This afternoon, the sunshine will return and temperatures will climb back on up into the mid 60s. So not a bad day. It's just that we're starting off a little on the gray side. Temperatures this afternoon, look at this, mid 60s in the Triangle, looking at 69 in Fayetteville, and up in South Hill, Virginia, around 65 for our high temperature. Our chance for rain today, minimal. It's all moving out. We had about a 30% chance. Some significant rain overnight last night. But after that, we're looking at dry conditions all the way through Friday. That sounds great, but I'll show you how we're looking with our drought situation coming up, Ken.
All right, Elizabeth, weather and traffic every 10 minutes. We'll start outside, give you a live look at I-40 and Wade Avenue. Traffic beginning to pick up just a little bit. Those are the westbound lanes moving away from us. For our business and leisure travelers this morning on these wet road conditions, you're getting ready to head to the airport for a morning flight. We've checked all the routes heading to RD International up and down the board, delay free, so you will get to the airport on time. You're getting ready to head out the door, though. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
And happening right now in the WRAL Live Center, a man has been charged with 10 counts of attempted murder over a mass stabbing that happened in England on Saturday night. This all happened as passengers were traveling through central England on their way to London. 11 people were injured in that attack. 5 are still in the hospital today. A train worker, hailed as a hero for protecting passengers, is in critical but stable condition. The man who was charged, Anthony Williams, he will appear in court today. He is also charged with another count of attempted murder in connection with a separate incident that happened earlier on Saturday at a pontoon dock station in London. Police say they are working to determine a motive. They say there was no evidence that these attacks were terror related.
Michelle, thank you. This morning, Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth is in South Korea. He visited the demilitarized zone border with North Korea. He's also expected to speak with South Korean leaders about Washington's goal of reshaping the role of U.S. troops there. Hegseth was in Vietnam yesterday meeting with leaders there. Following that meeting, gifts were exchanged as a sign of reconciliation efforts between the countries.
A new program is coming to our state to help people suffering from mental health illness who have served time as well. The State Health Department in North Carolina First Lady Anna Stein will announce NC FACT today. That stands for Forensic Assertive Community Treatment Teams. And these teams are meant to help people who need mental health care once they're released from jail. And the hope is with additional help, the chance of them returning to jail is reduced. The program will be formally announced this morning at 10:30. And early voting is now over in North Carolina, which means Election Day. That's happening tomorrow. Almost all cities and towns in North Carolina will hold votes. You actually go to WRAL.com for our guide on where and how to vote, plus ways to learn about the candidates.
Civil rights leader William Barber speaking out against North Carolina's newly drawn congressional voting map. Barber says the new map intentionally dilutes Black and Latino voting strength. The new map will draw Representative Don Davis out of District 1 and put him in District 3. And that will give Republicans an advantage in next year's midterms. Barber believes the way the Republican lawmakers are redrawing the map is unconstitutional.
They chose the one that has the majority of the county to have over 40% African American. And they chose to do it in a way that would undermine the ability of the district to elect an African American in a district that had been historically denied.
The new map is already facing legal challenges. More lawsuits are expected, including one from Barber himself.
Today, an exciting first step is happening for people living in Goldsboro. A Groundbreaking for West Oak Pocket Park is happening this morning, and the new park is a part of the Choice Neighborhoods Initiative. That is meant to improve housing availability, public areas, and economic and educational opportunities in Goldsboro. The project is able to happen through a federal grant. And today's groundbreaking is this morning at 10 on North Carolina Street. Gardner leaders will meet today to address affordable housing. The town's Affordable Housing Task Force is trying to make progress on maintaining opportunities where housing can be affordable. The group takes the community's feedback into consideration. They'll meet from 3 to 5 in the training room at Town Hall. They're set to look at a case study report and resources being invested in their effort. In Wayne County, the school board will work on the district's cell phone policy today. Schools across North Carolina are looking to limit student cell phone use after a new state law passed that requires all students, rather I should say school districts, to have one. And the afternoon meeting that's happening today is at 3:30. The Dodgers are back in L.A. after their World Series victory over the Toronto Blue Jays. The defending champs beat the Blue Jays Saturday night in a climactic Game 7, and they brought the hardware back. This is Major League Baseball's first back-to-back champion in 25 years. The Dodgers were led by their multi-talented star Shohei Ohtani. The team will roll through downtown Los Angeles later today for a victory parade. The final celebration will be at Dodger Stadium. Over in your weather forecast today, you're likely waking up to some rain this morning, but it's not going to stick around all day. The chances of that rain, it's going to drop as the day continues, Elizabeth. Yeah, this low pressure system will continue to move away from us, and it's going to drag the rain out of here. So that was our most recent weather maker. Those rain chances are falling. What happens behind this low is some windy conditions, gusts up to 20, 30 miles per hour as we head through the afternoon. Here's a live look at dual Doppler 5000 radar. We're seeing a little bit of rain here in Durham County and then up the I-85 corridor, also around Johnston County and down toward Fayetteville. That is about it. The rain is patchy and light at this point around the triangle. Eastern Wake County from Raleigh to Wendell seeing a little bit of light patchy rain. So far, we've seen an average of around half an inch. Tarboro, Goldsboro, Sanford, all kind of either side of half an inch. A little bit more than that at Apex at 6/10, and then a little less than that at about 4/10 in Chapel Hill and in Warrenton. But that was a good soaking rain, half an inch, and we'll take whatever we can get. As the low moves out this morning, of course, the rain begins to dissipate. This is 8:15, 9 o'clock. It should be pretty much over by 9, and then getting into the afternoon, we'll start to see the clouds clearing from west to east. You'll see that sunshine first the farther west you go. Today is the only day that we're looking at rain, and again, that rain is ending now. We'll see dry conditions all the way through Friday, which sounds great, but we still need the rain. We still have a deficit of 4¼ inches since September 1st, and that means we have moderate drought in the Triangle and in the Sandhills and severe drought east of I-95. So could use some more rain, but it looks like it'll be fairly dry after this morning. Fayetteville, Raleigh, Apex, Chapel Hill, all looking just a bit wet out there. You can see the streets are on the wet side. But again, the bulk of the rain is over. We turn to windy conditions this afternoon, gusts between 20 and 30 miles per hour, and some frosty mornings for Tuesday and Wednesday. Right now, we're looking at 38 for tonight in Roxborough, 41 in Durham, 43 in Fayetteville. So a lot colder than what we're seeing this morning. And a little bit of patchy frost is possible again on Wednesday morning. But we have some nice mild afternoons. Highs are in the 70s Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, Ken.
All right, Elizabeth, happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center. We do have Raleigh police working a crash on I-40 westbound near the Gorman Street exit. We're not seeing any delays in that area, but just be mindful of the police activity in that area. Here's a live look at I-40 and Lake Wheeler Road. These are the westbound lanes coming toward us this morning. Traffic beginning to pick up just a little bit, but flowing nicely in both directions. As far as other routes coming into Raleigh and Wake County this morning, we're just looking at a 2-minute delay if you're coming in from Wake Forest. Just a 1-minute delay for friends in Nightdale coming in on I-87. You're getting ready to head into the car. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
Southern stars revealed. For the first time ever, Michelin is shining a spotlight on restaurants in the Carolinas. We'll tell you about the big announcement today on this exclusive lineup.
And racing through Raleigh, hundreds of people hit the streets this weekend for the City of Oaks Marathon. We're going to take you to the finish line of this Raleigh tradition.
And here's a look at the winning North Carolina Education Lottery numbers. We'll be right back. Happening today, a big moment in Southern food. The Michelin Guide will reveal its first ever American South restaurant picks. For the first time, restaurants in the Carolinas can earn a Michelin star, joining a new regional lineup that celebrates authentic Southern flavors. It includes not just North Carolina, but also Alabama, Louisiana, Mississippi, Tennessee, and a pre-existing guide in Atlanta.
This What's Trending report, sponsored by Rug & Home.
Hilary Duff has a new album.
And Britney Spears is off Instagram. We have Ken Smith here now with What's Trending this morning.
Yeah, this is some exciting news for music fans. Hilary Duff generating excitement about the announcement of a significant music comeback. The actress and singer recently shared a link to her official website featuring a countdown clock. Now, Duff signed with Atlantic Records to release new music 10 years after her last album.
Yeah, and there's also a docu-series that's in the work to kind of follow her journey back to the stage. She's been pretty busy in the acting world, so it's pretty cool to see her return to music where a lot of people know her from.
Exactly. So Britney Spears trending this morning, unfortunately. She deleted her Instagram account after a series of concerning posts. One recent video posted showed Spears with bruises on her arms and bandages wrapped around her hands and wrists. She also is involved in a public dispute over her ex-husband, Kevin Federline's memoir.
Yeah, in that memoir, he's made various claims about Spears' behavior as a parent, allegations of cheating, and fearing that something bad will happen to her. Her fans are concerned too, but she has stopped Instagram for now.
Certainly hope she's okay. All right, thanks, Ken. All right, so it was a crisp but beautiful morning for the annual City of Oaks Marathon.
2, 1.
I'm exhausted just looking at that. There they go. The runners started on Glenwood Avenue yesterday morning. Thousands of people ran in a variety of races, including the full marathon, the half marathon, the 10K, and the 5K. And WRAL is a proud sponsor of the City of Oaks Marathon.
Yeah, and shout out to morning reporter Allie Calabar. She ran the 5K yesterday there for City of Oaks. It wasn't a race, but there was a big walk in Wake County yesterday. This was the Breakthrough T1D Walk at Coastal Credit Union Music Park at Walnut Creek. The annual and national movement raises money to help improve treatment and care for people living with type 1 diabetes. WRAL's Ken Smith was the MC for the walk. The event raised more than $500,000.
Your time is 6:26. 2 young people shot, and so far, no arrests have been made. Ahead, the 2 saints police believe are connected.
Plus, a 4-year-old shot. Police in Durham say a man left a gun out unattended. The court appearance we expect today.
And streets around the area are damp after last night's rain. You can see that here in Chapel Hill. We'll talk more about when the sun returns and the wind starts to pick up coming up.